You don't need to wait for a new year to create a new habit, a new resolution, and make the choice and decision to do things differently. Now, there is a big problem I find with goal setting. There is a big problem that I find with setting these really awesome things that you want to achieve over the next month, the next quarter, the next half year, or even the next year. And one of the really big things with that, one of the really big problems with this, is that sometimes when we're setting these goals, we're doing them because we feel like we should do them, rather than doing them in a way that makes us feel good, that makes sense, and is actually aligned with where it is that we want to go, with how it is that we want to feel. So that's exactly what this week's vlog is all about. This week's vlog. Now, one of the really big problems with setting goals that are really big and lofty and setting them really far out is that things can change, right? And sometimes when we set goals and if we don't achieve them, that's a really great big ass tool that we can use to beat ourselves over the head with. So how about we stop doing that? Now, one of the other problems with being creative, and I know that you're probably the same as me, is that you have loads of new ideas. You've got loads of different things that you can do, that you can talk about, that you can create, that you can implement. And if it's anything like me, I'm like, oh, I can do that, and I can do that, and I can do this. And I've got a cupboard over here to my left that is filled with notebooks that are tons of ideas. There's book ideas, there's all these kinds of things in here. And I think some of the things that can happen is that it can become a little bit boring when you are moving just towards one goal. So how do we fix this? How do we change that? Now, one of the really big things that I want you to be thinking about is, what is it that you want to be known for? Right? So let's come at this in a bit of a different way. What is it that you want to be known for over the next 12 months, regardless when you're watching this? It doesn't matter if it's the start of the year, if it's the middle of the year, or anywhere in between. It doesn't matter. What is it that you want to be known for? And what is it that you really want to create? What kind of culture do you want to create in your business? Whether it's with your clients, whether it's with your team, whether it's with your staff, whether it's running events or online things, what kind of people do you want to be able to bring in? Because one of the other big things about this is that when we're setting our goals, we want to do things that are going to help us feel a certain way, right? Now, one big thing here that I would really recommend that you think about is, how are you going to feel when you achieve that goal? And how can you create more of that feeling right now? What steps can you take to create that feeling right now? So if one of your goals is to have a $10,000 month, or a $100,000 month, or a $50,000 month, or a $1,000 month, whatever your number is, what does it actually mean? And how are you going to be feeling when you have achieved that? And what else are you going to be experiencing? What are you going to be telling yourself? Because when we take a look at the, just the money, and we're like, yep, cool, I'll be able to go buy my designer handbags without thinking about it. I can buy a new car, we can move into a new house, I'll be comfortable, I'll have some security. They're more of a thing that gets achieved versus changing how you're going to feel. So it might be that you're going to feel proud. It might be that you're going to feel successful. It might mean that you're going to feel calm and grounded and like a rock star. So we want to get those feeling words in first and foremost. The second thing that I'd be encouraging you to do when you're thinking about your goals is, what is the big long, what's the big lofty goal that you might have? And that's awesome. But then what's a goal that you might set for yourself that kind of comes midway through, so that you've got a milestone to aim for? And if we think about it, you've got that really big one over here, and then you bring it back to like a middle ground, or it might be just the first step. It can sometimes feel a lot more achievable to get just that next thing, rather than trying to hit that big long goal that might feel really unachievable and really way off in the future. Once you've got all of that, and you've got all of that nailed, one of the next big things that I would be looking at if I were you and if you were my client, and I'm like, right, this is what you need to do now, is what is that goal? How is that goal going to help you do more of what it is that you do? You know, if your goal is visibility and your goal is helping people and your goal is, you know, making $1 million or $100,000 or however much money you want to make, what does that mean? And how many people are you going to be impacting? And how do we get that? So a big part about this is by being visible, right? Because, you know, heck, you know, you can't sell a secret. So you need to be able to be seen. You need to get yourself out there. So even though your goal might be a financial goal, there is going to be other goals that kind of form in around that you're going to have to hit that might have not necessarily direct correlation to that big goal that you want, but it's going to be like a stepping stone for you to be able to get to where it is that you want to be. And what that might mean, let's say that you want more clients. Awesome, that's great. So one of the goals might be that you need to start marketing yourself. One of your goals might be that you just need to stop hiding behind the camera, that you stop hiding behind your phone, that you actually get yourself out there and start talking and communicating with the people that you really want to work with and the people that you really want to help. And what that is going to mean, another goal might be to find some things that you feel really great in, so that when you do get in front of the camera, you feel like $1 million, you feel that success, right? And what happens there is that then kind of will exude out of you and your people will get it. They will hear that certainty in your voice. They will feel that you know what it is that you're talking about. And that's really how we go about creating authority. Cool? Awesome. So if you've got any questions about any of this, make sure you leave them below here. You can email us. You can find me on Facebook. You can find us on the podcast. You can find us absolutely everywhere. So let me know how you're going and what your goals are for this upcoming year. And if you need help, then, you know, get out of your own way, get out there and get it so that you can achieve everything that it is that you want over this upcoming 12 months. My name's Nicola, and I will see you soon. Bye.